Welcome to a video. Right now it is currently 1:08 in the morning on July 21st, Monday. Happy fun day, everybody. I don't got much going on, so we're gonna go with the flow. Something did happen today, and I'll get into that. But first, let's talk about the day. So, I slept at 2:30. Remember how I started at 1 and I was trying to aim for anything before 2 and that didn't work. I got up at 8:30. I did the usual, which is write the message first before I would make the food first. But this time I read messages with my Hmong friends on Facebook. And after that, I went to use the restroom, made rice, made the coffee. 9 o'clock, I scrolled social media. And wow, I scrolled social media for 40 minutes. That's terrible. At 9:40, my neighbor, the one I'm cool with, his son-in-law called me for an oil filter wrench. And this is the thing that happened, and I'll talk about that. And I went over, I gave it to him. At 9:50, I scrolled more social media. And I also went to sleep. And I think I got up about 12. Because when I got into the conversation with the neighbor's son-in-law, the one I'm cool with, because he also called me afterwards. And wow, my countenance just went down because I had a plan. And I'm trying to get everything together. It's like, I don't mind helping them out. I just ask that they respect me when I say I don't have time, because they have taken a lot of my time before. And I remember asking the Father of Heaven in regards to this. And this is the thing I'm going to talk about. And let me write this down. But before I talk about that, where's my pen? Let me talk about work. I got to work probably like 1:15 around there, and I did a total of 7 deliveries, and I made $58. One customer hooked it up, $15 tips, and I'm very grateful. Almost $60. It was $2 shy, but it's okay. It's a lot better than 30, and of course it's significantly better than nothing. And all right, let's talk about my problem with the neighbor I'm cool with. But let me write this down. Day work. I'm not sure what to call it. Neighbor woe? Neighbor woe. I'll call it that. It's for those that are new, it's for me to put on the thumbnail and on the description. Well, as I mentioned, I had a plan and everything, and I got the oil filter wrench and I went over there. But when he called me, the way he talked to me, it was very down. It was in a very degrading way. It's like, hey, are you up? You're not doing anything. So in a way that it sounded like I was lazy and doing nothing. And of course I held my cool. I kept my peace. And then he just kept going on and on. Not only about that, he talked about some other stuff. And the only reason why I was kind and nice is because I'm cool with his father-in-law, the neighbor I'm cool with. That's the only reason why. Because if this wasn't for that, then dude, I'm busy. I'm not going to help you. I can't. There's things I got to do. But, of course. So I grabbed my oil filter wrenches for the oil filter. It claps on and opens it. I got it and I brought it over to his son-in-law. And I said, you're going to need to have another wrench to put on top, because the little one is not going to work. That's all I said. because his father has a lot of tools. The father-in-law has a lot of tools. And he said, okay, okay. And then I got back to the house, trying to do my thing. And like 2 hours later, the neighbor I'm cool with, he called me. He was like, hey, can you give me the bolt for the oil filter? And I said to him, I talked to your son-in-law that I'm busy, so I went over and I gave it to you. I don't got time to go out there and look for it. I don't got time. And then he says, okay, okay. And man, at that point I got really upset, and I realized I'm sorry to those that who were going through some hard times, tough times. And back in my youth, I encountered people like that, and to me it's like, dude, just tough it out. Stop digressing. Just do what you got to do. I didn't really understand it back then until what was happening now, and I realized, man, just little conversations like that, I've lost so much peace, and I didn't want to do anything. I was just so down and out. I was like, dude, why? I've treated you guys so kindly, and why do you treat my time as if it's nothing? Of course, the Father of Heaven, he stepped in. What does my word say? And I remember the story about this lady and this rich tax man, how the lady, she gave up 2 of her talents. I think they call it talents. I'm not sure if they call it that, but it's money. I'm referring to money. She gave her last 2 to the church. And then there was the rich taxpayer looking at her like, whatever. I'm giving a lot more than that, because he was rich. I'm not sure if the scripture said that, but he had much more money than the lady did. And the master, the son of the Father of Heaven, he was saying that the lady who gave the 2 talent, it is giving much more than what the tax guy was giving. Even though, of course, financially he was giving much more, but the meaning of it, the spiritual meaning of it, she was giving much more, because she only had that 2, and she was giving everything, her trust, her faith, her belief, everything. She was giving it up. Of course, she was doing responsible. Okay, I'm not saying for those people that hear the story, just do it, whatever you got, don't do that. You have to have discernment, and plus you have to hear it from the Father of Heaven. And yeah, so the reason why the Father of Heaven brought that story is they see my time as nothing. The neighbor I'm cool with and the son-in-law, because they do treat my time as nothing. And for me, the time is everything, because it's all I got to build, and just to build and be better and make more income, make more time for other things. And as I get older, and I'm not young anymore, I'm nearing my 50s, and I realize time is precious. What's really important is what I pay attention to. And I don't got time for that, and they don't seem to understand that. They try to waste my time, and they do waste my time. And there was a point where they used the tooth against me, and that's how I lost significant amount of time. And that what led me to live in my car for 6 years, is because of those neighbors. And when I remembered it, I was like, okay, I remember now, because I forgot they've done that to me. They used a tooth against me, and I forgot about that. So how I'm gonna approach this? Keep it cool. Just keep it cool, as if nothing happened. But this time, I understand it. I'm aware of it, and I'm gonna Be very frank with them next time. Be kind, of course. I don't got time. I don't got time. He calls me up for coffee. Sorry, I don't got time. If I really don't have time, I'm just going to tell him straight out. If I have time, sure, why not? And I'm going to hold my ground because they don't really help. Because I remember the son-in-law, when I asked for help 6 years ago, I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm so stressed out because of them. The tooth was telling me all sorts of horrible things. If you don't do this for them, then I'll throw your stuff out, this and that. Lots of threats. And I told him about it, what happened. And of course, in the beginning, the son-in-law was like, oh yeah, you can stay at our place. That was a lie. It's like, oh man, sorry dude, go to the supermarket behind there or something, go to those neighborhoods or something, but can't help you. But I didn't get angry, because back then, remember how I mentioned I was trying to learn emotional mastery? So I held everything in. Didn't say a word, gave everybody peace, even though they have taken my peace. Just went with the flow. And now I remember because the Father of Heaven told me, forgive, but don't forget what they have done to you. Don't forget, so you don't fall for it over and over. Because, man, that was a good reminder. But this time, I'm going to try to implement the true emotional mastery, understanding why, not to be angry, but understand why I'm not being angry, why it's not worth it. Because I remember the commentary I enjoy reading, there are some people that's just how they are, and they can't change. We can't change them, but we could just stay kind and acknowledge it. That's just how they are, and just roll with it. And that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, am I upset? Of course. But is there anything I could do? Not to them, no, but I could learn from it, hold my peace, keep it pushing. That's all I have for this video. And yeah, I'm sharing this so for other young men, if you happen to stumble by and encounter a similar situation that I'm going through, give it a try. Emotional mastery, not to get angry and snap right away, but to hold back, understand why we angry, and why it's a good idea to hold our peace. That's all I have for this video. I'm trying to sleep early. It's 1:21, so I'm thinking I might be sleeping before 2 because for some strange reason I do have to scroll social media a bit. When I get the yawn, once I yawn, I could sleep. I could just turn everything off and call it a night. So that's all I have for this video. I want to say thank you to all those that have watched the video all the way through. If you're new and enjoy the content, or just want to join along the journey, please consider helping me out with a like, a comment, a share, and if you're not subscribed, to subscribe. And to my returning viewers, thank you so much for your support. I do greatly appreciate it. And I do want to mention, I signed up for the language exchange, but I think I'm going to hold out for a little bit until I get the tablet, because the tablet is going to be much easier to read. Maybe I shouldn't wait, because I think the Father of Heaven, he does everything for a reason. And when he did the neighbor thing, I realized, wow, I can't rely on this neighbor. I need to start making friends. I need to start building a network. I need to start building relationship with others, the ones that I can trust, because the neighbor has proven that they cannot be trusted. So yeah, it was pretty eye-opening. But anyways, I'm dragging this too long, and it's almost 15 minutes. That's all I have for this video. Until the next one, the Most High willing, hallelujah, and Sinji Dua, and happy fun day everybody.